Great Scott! If my calculations are correct, you are listening to this before your fantasy football drafts have taken place. I've been to the future, and those that followed the advice from the Fantasy Footballer's Ultimate Draft Kit had a spectacular season and withstood many victories. It's almost as if Biff had given each of them a copy of Gray's Sports Almanac. I'd highly recommend heading over to www.ultimatedraftkit.com without any further delay.
The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. The Fantasy Footballers, Wednesday, August 27th. Mike the Fantasy Hitman, Jason Moore. I'm Andy Holloway.
Great Scott!
We have... We've got a fantasy time machine. Fantasy time machine episode.
Speaking of a time machine, I had an awful experience last night.
Okay.
Last night
With a time
with a time machine. It's Tuesday night, and I realized
I like story time.
we are 2 days away from hearing it's football time. I was like, football's in the day after tomorrow, and then I quickly was like, wait a minute. Well, I'm a week early.
Yeah, we're week 0, Jason.
I know. There's literally no football. It's opposite of football time.
Yeah.
It's football break. That's not fun.
Well, I wish we could put you in a time machine and bring you forward a week and you could have football, but you have to wait.
Yeah, then you'd miss the draft.
That's true, yeah.
You guys would draft for me, though?
No. You would wake up and have no players. It's worse than the waking up or the dream you're I'm at high school. I didn't prepare for the test. I got no clothes on.
Yeah.
Like, no, how about your dream is you show up Thursday. You didn't draft. You have no players.
I gotta build a team off the wire.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's way worse.
That's a nightmare.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, our League of Record draft coming up. Wait, did I mention on the show that I unloaded Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
I'm feeling really good about that right now. I'm feeling really good. We got more rumblings this morning. The general manager, I think, coming out and just saying like
people were not trusting the vibes.
Just basically, we'll see if he's back this season. I mean, some people saying that like let's see if I can find the exact quote because I want to give credit for it. But John McClain was talking about I don't think many will be surprised if Joe Mixon does not play at all this season. So much mystery about the injury, rehab situation, timetable. Never seen anything like it. I mean, it's getting to the point where, I guess if you want to spend the final pick in your draft to put him on IR and then sign somebody, that makes sense. But I don't know. Reevaluate it in 4 weeks. You got to remember, this guy has not been on a field.
Yeah.
It's not like he was on the field in training camp and then had a setback and got off like he could not run at all. And the feet, I'm hearing big things about feet and running backs this year, and I think you need them.
Yeah, it's really sucky situation. I mean,
see, Isaiah Pacheco.
We talked about this.
Did you see him fly into the wall, by the way? Sorry.
Yes. In preseason.
Yeah.
That guy practices hard.
Yeah, the general manager, Nick Casario, once we get through 4 weeks, we'll evaluate it at that time. Asked if he anticipates him playing. We'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. So there you go. Did we get an official? Is this breaking news?
Yeah, it is.
Breaking news.
Right now?
I didn't hit it because we are not into the news
No,
section.
we do what we want, Mike.
Okay.
All right. We got there.
It's from Pelissero.
Rashee Rice is accepting and will serve a 6-game suspension to start the 2025 regular season. Why did I chuckle? I chuckled because moments ago,
Oh, it's so good.
Mike, the fantasy hitman, in our we started up an office chopped league. So it's a guillotine style league where the lowest score of the week gets chopped. And Mike was like, I'm gonna big brain this thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up some Rashee Rice.
Well, because you get the first 4 weeks before his trial.
Guys, in the moment, it was an elite play of I don't care.
switch.
and I will get 4 weeks of Rice production, and I'll be able
so you
to
don't
figure
get
it out.
chopped.
Yeah, well,
So 6 games. Look, this is out.
You got chopped.
I'm about to get chop sueyed.
We finally have an answer. It's been a long.
Wake up!
Yeah. We got an answer. 6 weeks. Rashee Rice off the field. I mean, initial, immediate, in the moment reactions. How does that change your perspective on somebody like Travis Kelce to start the year?
Yeah,
on Xavier Worthy, who has looked outstanding.
They have talked a lot. I mean,
Who I also just bypassed.
talk is talk is
5
cheap,
minutes
but they've
ago.
been talking about downfield passing is perfect for Xavier Worthy. I do believe. I mean, I've made this very clear that Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice, they are fighting over those same area of the field first read targets, like where the play pre-snap they go, okay, I see the coverage. They're going to get open and just give them the little slant. And Kelce's going to get off to a much, much stronger start this year. He becomes someone that I think would be a much better pick, Mike, in a chopped league.
Yeah. No, he would. Overall,
Mike
I think
is tilting over here.
Yeah.
Passed on Xavier Worthy, drafted Rashee Rice.
Boom, suspended.
Yeah. Whoops-a-doodles. Overall, I think that this for fantasy players, this is better. It's not the shadow monster waiting just to come and take Rice off of your roster. It's if you draft him, you know what. If you draft him, you know what you're getting into, which is these first 6 games.
Where does that put him in the draft in your mind? If you're missing 6 weeks, you know what it is. You don't get to put him on IR. You lose a bench spot. It's a bench deletion that you're drafting.
I'm still good with him in like the 6th or the 7th because I think he will be
Jason had
good.
a reaction.
Yeah,
to that.
I would not be taking him in the 6th or 7th personally, and I believe that he has the true impact potential. 6 weeks is a long time to miss.
Let me go make sure. Let me go look at names.
So when does playoffs start?
Playoffs
14?
would be 15, 16, 17. So week 15.
Okay, so you would get minus a bye week in there. You get Rashee Rice from weeks 7 to 14.
Correct.
So 6 weeks.
Right, but you
6 weeks of Rice.
If you start 0-6, it's going to be tough sledding. I don't think you're going to start.
You're not
going to
start 0-6.
But
just
my point is,
sixth.
if you're taking him as one of your primary starting spots and then clogging a bench spot additionally, it's going to be tough sledding.
I'd probably be more 8th and 9th.
Yeah,
round.
that's exactly.
Maybe later than
I'm
that.
looking right now. 6th, no, because you got George and Jameson are and Travis Hunter.
Where's Worthy
6th.
going right now? 5th?
Let me double check.
Yeah, I believe
because he's got to be the pick over.
He's at the back of the 5th.
People need to understand Rashee Rice is great. I'm not saying he's not a great player, but the little sample size of excitement was 3 games last year, and it was really one big game.
Sure,
but
that was just last year. I mean, you saw it the year before too, like the end of the season. Rice was.
Let me
really
finish the thought here. Xavier Worthy was a brand new rookie who came on in a huge way over the back half of the season. Hollywood Brown was not healthy or active on this roster either.
Sure,
I'm just saying, like,
well,
let's not solidify him into the Hall of Fame of producers.
Let me put that to the test then, and I'm gonna go down and say, would you take this wide receiver over Rashee Rice, and then we'll know where we land round wise.
All right, Mike, you and I. Here we go.
Would you rather have Chris Olave or Rashee Rice?
I'll take Olave.
That's already really close to me.
I would take Olave as well.
So because we're talking 7th round,
that would
right?
be in the 7th. Yeah.
There's a world where I take Rice over Olave. But
what about Calvin Ridley?
Same.
I'll take Ridley.
Same. I get
I'll take
when
Ridley
we're
as well.
at this point, like
okay, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper and see.
Please.
Would you rather have Deebo Samuel?
no, for sure not.
Andy?
Yes.
Yeah, I would as well.
So you and I are lockstep right now. Mike
far we're
looking
the
at
same.
Rice with more league-winning potential in mind.
Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
Oh, Pearsall.
Okay, I like.
Ironically, he is later than all those other guys
course.
that I named. Matthew
Shouldn't be.
Golden, rookie.
I'll take Rashee Rice.
Golden.
I think I'm still on the Golden side there. Igbuka, he'll be higher than this.
Yes.
In your drafts, but I would definitely
Name
go
somebody
Igbuka.
where I can choose Rice.
What about Khalil Shakir?
I think it's Shakir.
See, that's where I would go Rice, because I don't think Shakir's a difference maker for your roster.
Sure.
I'd find missing out on a Khalil Shakir. So for me, it looks like for Mike it's 7th round. For me, it's 9th round. For you, it's even later.
9th or 10th. Yeah. All right. We'll have all these updates into the Ultimate Draft Kit immediately after the show. Tier-based rankings, premium stat projections, 100-plus player profile videos, including some updates. We're going to add a Tyler Warren video, custom cheat sheets, sleepers, breakouts, busts, values, and all of the new features this year, like the Value Scout, custom player marking. If you're drafting this weekend, you need the UDK. I've been getting a lot of the screenshots of the teams that people have been drafting with the UDK lately from friends and family. It's working out. So you want to check that out, ultimatedraftkit.com. And one of your final invitations to the Megla Bowl as well, which is our 20,000-plus person league. All the details are at megalabowl.com, but it's going to be very, very fun this year. Draft times are coming up soon. All right, I'm going to detour us into a quick question, and then we'll head back to some other news.
Okay.
But I've been wanting to ask this question because we talk about staying water, about reacting to what's in front of you, not just your preconceived notions and ideas about players and situations. Sometimes you do need to have a quick trigger, right? You gotta adjust. Maybe that's Javonte Williams, for example, in Dallas, where it's like Jaden Blue's banged up and Miles Sanders is nothing, and you just have to accept, here's a starter, whatever. What player right now that everybody else is really down on, so you're talking about a consensus negative opinion about a player, has the best chance in your mind to just completely flip the script, just be the opposite of what everybody expects?
I think I've been more and more realizing that Jalen Waddle is a good pick. He's fallen down from a disappointing year last year, wide receiver 46. Oh, he sucked. No, he didn't. He really, I mean, it's shocking, but he really didn't suck. Last year, he comes out week 1, he's 5 for 109 with Tua, and then Tua gets injured. And then when Tua gets back, he's got like 5 games together with him before Waddle gets injured. And in those 5 games, he was on pace for 1,300 yards. It was like he didn't suck. It just Tua got injured. The injuries were a catastrophe for the Dolphins and for Waddle, but he's a good player. And honestly, another year older, Tyreek Hill, maybe he's back to his old self.
Probably not.
Maybe he's even worse. And I think at the end of this year, it will be clear that Jalen Waddle's the number 1 wide receiver for Tua. And if you look even dynasty-wise, I just talked about this on the Dynasty show, contract-wise, like they can get out of Tyreek at the end of this year, even if the whole regime changes, coaches, if the Dolphins collapse and it's all new, Waddle is under contract, big boy contract for many years. So I think he's the wide receiver 1 going forward.
I have said that monologue into the mirror.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
So many times. Jalen Waddle was my guy, and I'm like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad.
There is, from what I understand, when Ken Walker misses time for Seattle, first person he calls to see if they're available to hang out, Jalen Waddle. They are the mirror of each other. None of us on the planet doubt the extra special ability of either player. Availability has not been an ability either of them have had, but when they're on the field, they're elite. I mean, Waddle mixes his unavailability with also limping off the field regularly.
Waddle plays in the games. He just leaves each game 12 times.
How many games did he play in? Because
he played in 15. He only missed 2 games.
No, he didn't, liar.
Exactly.
He someone put the jersey on
15,
for him.
15, 14, 17, and 16, and I believe the 16 was a full season.
What are the snap counts?
We would don't worry
really
about whether he was on the field.
No, that's a good pick.
Miami needs a plan. Just like they need the rest plan.
Right. Oh, a plan. Yeah, like Ken Walker.
Because that's working for Ken Bone.
They've never had a plan until this year, Jason.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out.
I'm going to say Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is the answer to the question. And you can subvert a lot of negativity. You can work around a lot of opportunity issues, team issues, by just catching the ball a bunch. Like, you just catch the ball a ton of times on a bad team, even if they are bad, and it works out. I mean, that is Breece Hall's secret weapon. That's where Breece Hall has been relevant with bad quarterbacks for his entire career when he's had them. So when I look at an easy way to flip the script, it's not like people weren't talking about Braylon Allen last year. They were excited about him. Braylon Allen came out, had a couple splash games, then kind of faded away. So if you want to say, look, everybody in the world, which I know nobody wants to draft Breece Hall. He drops in every draft until somebody finally goes, oh, I guess I got to do it. But there's a world where Breece Hall just catches a bunch of passes. We joke about the fact Garrett Wilson will have 1 million targets and there's no one around him, right?
Yeah.
So, what happens when you have abandoned targets at wide receiver?
A lot of the times I go to the running back position.
Yeah, historically that's been the case. So, he's one of a very few select running backs that have average 5+ targets and 13+ rush attempts per game. It might be gross. You might hold your nose when you make the pick, but I can see that flipping to the point where somebody's like, oh, gosh, shoot, why'd we do that?
Yeah, I just need him to drop a little bit. I'm going to go with a late 9th round pick. It's Jaden Reed of the Green Bay Packers, who is good.
Yeah.
Like, he is a good player, produces when he's on the field, generally speaking, but the team decides to keep him off of the field when they go into 2 wide receiver sets. And it's just, Matthew Golden, very exciting first-round rookie pick, but do we make anything of the meetings that Jaden Reed had with the brass of like, hey, I'm still the number 1 wide receiver for this team? And just, I like Jordan Love and the passing attack to rebound from what it was last year. And there's a chance that Jaden Reed in the 9th, we're all so upset by how it started compared to how it finished, like a nuclear beginning. Here, where 2 of the first 4 weeks, he was over 23 points. And I'm just saying, maybe I'll leave a little space for him for him to be truly the number 1 guy and actually get more snaps.
It makes sense. I mean, I do love that offense, like you said, bouncing back. Josh Jacobs is the muscle, but they're going to get the passing game going. All right, let's circle back into some news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
In case you skipped ahead to this news segment, we did talk about the entire Rashee Rice suspension at the top of the show. If you want to listen to the analysis there. Here we go. We got it. Adam Thielen. We tried hard. We worked hard. Purple. The background was purple, Mike.
I'm going home.
Adam Thielen traded to the Vikings from the Panthers. We did it. The Panthers also cut Hunter Renfrow, so their situation, I think, Jalen Coker. Please pay attention to Jalen Coker.
It was interesting that they cut Renfrow yesterday only to do the Adam Thielen trade today. I wonder if they
we're slimming down.
Well, I mean, it's possible they do the whole waiver process and then they bring Renfrow back. But yes, as of right now, Jalen Coker for deep leagues is someone to pay attention to.
I think he is a better player than Xavier Legette.
He could be.
And I think
would you draft him over Legette?
I would absolutely draft Coker.
Because that just happened in one of my leagues.
I would also draft him over like Cedric Tillman, like people like Cedric Tillman this year with a couple other wide receiver situations there. I think Jalen Coker is very interesting. If you like Bryce Young, I mean, and it's also like wheels up for Teterow and McMillan. Like
yes.
Not that we weren't already all in.
Yeah.
But you take a target hog like Adam Thielen off a roster.
It sounds funny to say, but Adam Thielen was probably my biggest worry in the receiving core for
Teterow, all offseason.
For Teterow McMillan. They had a really good sync between Adam Thielen and Bryce Young. You saw it in the second half of last year. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't want that to be the first read. I want it to be Tet. So this is great news for Tet.
All right, Tim Patrick jettisoned away from the Lions for a 6th-round pick. He heads to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And
what does that mean?
That means that Isaac. That Mike is. Oh, okay.
Oh, Tesla!
Isaac Tesla.
We got a new. That is electric.
I'm gonna be honest. That's on par with the. With the train, the original train.
Oh, did that startle
you?
The
volume level?
It was a little bit loud. Let me check it again. Whoa, that's so loud.
That's way too.
I love it.
Brooks said I thought my computer was freaking out.
You touch a thing.
That is, if you're in the car, you thought like an EMP just hit or something. Isaac Tesla is ready to rumble for the Lions. And the big thing there, too, is if an injury were to happen, Amon-Ra's been banged up before, Jameson Williams has been suspended before.
Right.
If something happens and there's one more, that's what I think it is to me. One shoe drops, right? Laporta or Gibbs or Amon-Ra. or Jameson. One of those guys goes down. TeSlaa is not just kind of relevant. He might be really good.
Right. I both of these pieces of news, like my confidence in
Still
JJ.
Scared of that sound effect, man.
What, this one? It's
in my brain. It's in my brain.
I talked about JJ McCarthy. I made a bold proclamation about him yesterday. The Adam Thielen news just makes me a little bit more confident and secure of that crazy thing happening. And this is great news for Jared Goff. Tim Patrick, aka Fireball Jones, I think he's back to being like he's a fine wide receiver.
Solid, yeah.
TeSlaa is like upside.
Yep. Yeah, no, and can really, win at the goal line, deep passes, competitive catches. You love it. Spencer Rattler was named the Week 1 starter. Go ahead, boy. Al. Just hit me with another sound effect on our funky DJ, radio DJ morning. But Spencer Rattler is the Week 1 starter. Tyler Shuck, oh my gosh.
Yeah, really?
You can't,
really, man?
I mean, if you played that many years of college and you come in and can't beat Spencer Rattler,
really?
They are playing for that number 1 pick.
Maybe I'll change my Chris Olave choice with Rashee Rice. I don't know. Devon Achane will be ready for Week 1 against the Colts. Took a shot on him in a late second round yesterday. Just betting that he'd be back. I kind of felt like,
You brought it up on the show earlier that there was reports going on that he might miss the first 3 weeks, but it was literally just one person's really opinion. It wasn't an insider with specific knowledge, and so that was overblown a little bit. And I just give massive credit to that guy because I assume he's drafting Achane everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that dude.
I gotta start this method.
Little market manipulation.
Yes, yeah.
All right, the Chargers.
There's no regulation here. It's the Wild West.
Yeah, the SEC ain't coming after you. Najee Harris activated from the reserve non-football injury list. The team waived Kamani Vidal-Sassoon.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I noted Vidal-Sassoon and Audric Estime-Lauder both cut this weekend.
Yeah. They got shaved.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Estime, did you guys see the little blurb on Estime of?
Is he practice squad?
No, they're saying he's not expected. He will not be expected to be back to Denver. Like, if this isn't the cut, it's he. I'm not saying he's a special player, but he could go wreck a couple situations. Like, he could go to Dallas. Yeah. In terms of like a goal line, like he could go to Dallas, he could go to Chicago and make things a little messier.
I believe so. I don't think Estime. You always liked Estime more than I did. I didn't love his college film, but I will say that some of the reports from Denver, basically he was like pouting. Like his workload, his opportunity, he was just kind of a bad attitude about it.
Right.
More than just he's so untalented that we won't even bring him back to the practice squad. And so, yeah, maybe he does find another spot and vulture some goal lines.
Isaiah Likely avoided opening the season on IR.
That doesn't mean he'll play Week 1, but it means he doesn't have to miss 4 weeks.
It's like Godwin.
Yeah, exactly.
Darnell Mooney also avoided the starting the season on IR. Which
That's
is
like Likely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're going to have more of those, aren't we? Chris Godwin avoided being on.
Oh, just like Mooney.
Hey, this is news right here. Cade Otton's going to miss time with a leg injury after we had the discussion about him. They are hurting.
Yeah.
Godwin, Otton, McMillan, not going to be available to this team. I don't know how you feel about Baker to start the season, but it gives me some hesitation. I think he needs another piece back because I think the team can succeed running the football, and I think there's going to be a heavy dose of Bucky Irving, maybe even in the passing game. I loved what I saw in the preseason from Bucky in the passing game in training camp. That's the magic way that Bucky becomes a top 5 running back. Like, that's the path, is he becomes a pass catcher.
Do you have any interest in Tez Johnson? I mean, at this point, Tez Johnson's looked pretty good. As you know,
he will have a role to start the season, no question.
You know what I did not know this until like a week or so ago, which apparently Tez Johnson says a lot of people are unaware of this. In his, did you know he is Bo Nix's brother?
Yes, I did actually.
He is Bo Nix's brother. They adopted him. Yeah. Their family adopted Tez Johnson, I think when he was 14 or so, and so they grew up together.
I did not know that.
Did not know that.
His younger adopted brother. Fun fact.
Yeah.
All right. Christian Watson is on the reserve PUP list, as was Marshawn Lloyd.
Goodness gracious.
Because he lives there. He has a whole setup. He's got the couch, the chair. Brandon Ayuk also on the PUP, and MVS was released by the Seahawks. Red alert, Torrey Horton has won the wide receiver 3 job and only has the aged Cooper Kupp to compete with. So MVS is gone, which was kind of a big deal. Torrey Horton, been a nasty boy in the Dynasty show, but also mentioned here. And MVS ends up signing with the depleted 49ers, who literally have nobody but Pearsall and Sky Moore right now. So MVS joins the 49ers. So CMC, George Kittle probably going to be pretty good to start the year. Hopefully
this is like really exciting for both of their opportunities and really scary for both of their workloads because they will be inundated with targets.
I made the joke on X the other day that people don't know, but they want Christian McCaffrey to be the RB5. That's what you really want. That's what you want, because that means he's not overworked and injured. If he go out and he's got 30-plus touches in week 1, you may be singing in the streets, Mike, but I know in the back of your head, you know what that's going to mean.
No, we want the running back one. We want him overworked and uninjured.
It can happen.
It's very low odds
on
for that
any
to happen.
play. Any play.
I would say it's about
what can happen?
I would say
Being
it's about
injured?
40% odds. That's what I would put it at.
Yeah.
2 of the last 5 years.
No. 2 of the last 5 years he's been good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
40%.
I thought you were saying to get hurt, because that would be 60%.
No, I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I'm curious. I wonder if Brian Robinson sees more time. I'd be blown away at this age with that history that Christian McCaffrey is getting the workload that he used to get. But we'll find out very soon. But not this week, Jason.
Oh.
That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We're taking a break, and we're jumping in the time machine. All right, it's time.
Marty, you've got to come back with me.
Where?
Back to the future.
All right, welcome in, one and all. We're entering the time machine. We're looking to travel forward in time and talk about who we think will be this year's version of a player we saw on the field last year. So we are starting with journeying to find the 2025 Terry McLaurin. Obviously, Terry McLaurin was a revelation. He was drafted after the top 30 wideouts last year, finished at wide receiver 5 on the back of 13 touchdowns. So we are traveling forward in time, looking to find an older wide receiver drafted later who could have an outlier season thanks to a new offensive system or quarterback. What do you got?
I'll go first because this to me seems so similar. You have a brand new top of the NFL draft quarterback rookie coming in, and we've talked about over the years, a rookie quarterback doesn't usually support a ton of touchdowns and high-end fantasy finishes. But also over the more recent history, things have been changing with that. These rookies are coming in better, and Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, could just very well make Calvin Ridley a great fantasy asset. Calvin Ridley hasn't really lost anything. I mean, he was disappointing last year, but he had over 1,000 yards. He just had Will Levis targets. You know, he had really, really bad. He had 24% target share.
Stank targets.
But it's like, how much of that was catchable? Right now, we still have him projected for a 24% market share, which is a great number. But you're going from Will Levis targets up to Cam Ward targets. And he's looked really good through camp, through preseason. I think Cam Ward will work. And so, to me, Calvin Ridley, he's an older guy being drafted outside the wide receiver. You know, he's right now the wide receiver 32.
That's exactly where McLaurin was drafted last year, the exact same wide receiver number.
Yeah, they're both good wide receivers who dealt with bad quarterback play, who are alone. Like last year, the biggest target competition for Terry McLaurin was like Zach Ertz. And yeah, Calvin Ridley, the Titans drafted a bajillion, rookie
Yeah, they
wide
cut one of them
receivers.
yesterday.
Right.
Restrepo.
So
Goodbye.
sad. But Calvin Ridley is the clear primary target in this offense. So if Cam Ward comes out and has a good season and throws enough touchdowns as a rookie, it will be Calvin Ridley having a great fantasy finish.
All right. This year's Terry McLaurin, Mike. Who do you have?
So I will start by I missed our note of change of offensive system or quarterback. I just went with an older wide receiver who I think could finally have that year, and things are stacked against him right now because of the calf injury, but the ADP is going down, and Juwan Jennings, they just signed MVS. I mean, like that, they signed MVS. That tells you where the San Francisco 49ers are currently with their wide receiver room. We did get news that the Patriots have let Kendrick Bourne go, so I am curious if he ends up back with the 49ers. That would certainly put a damper in this. But Juwan Jennings, like he's older, he's 28, but among wide receivers with 75 or more targets, he was 12th in yards per route run and 14th in fantasy points per route run. What's your face doing? What?
I'm sitting here so excited for Andy's answer, and he just goes and deletes it in the doc. He just removes it and changes it. I saw you change, you coward. But that's fine. That's fine.
I was like, what? I'm like, Juwan Jennings is like a 10th, 11th round pick. What are we so upset about over here?
I just made a decision between two names, which is my right.
Yes, you're right. It's just a bad call. But go on.
Well,
go
hey,
on, Mike.
Hey, look,
Mike was talking.
Juwan Jennings, hate the calf injury, but as things kick off, I think there's a chance that he still has to be very important to the wide receiver room. All right, Eddie, which answer are you going with?
Look, I'll go with two, but what's great is Kyle. So my original answer was Keenan Allen, because I do wonder, like I find myself passing on Ladd McConkey a little bit, because what Keenan does great, what they replaced Keenan with was Ladd McConkey. And Keenan was still great last year. Now he's 33 years old, which to some is old. Now to Kyle, his quote was, he's entering his Jesus year, which is a different perspective on 33. But I do think Keenan, Ladd McConkey, Keenan entirely undrafted, not cared about, wide receiver, wherever he was. Where was he? Where's his current ADP?
Wide receiver 56.
But the other name I wanted to throw out that fits the mold is a player on the same exact team being drafted in the same exact spot as last year's Terry McLaurin. So that's why I was going to pivot to Deebo Samuel. Now we've talked about him. I believe in him. But he's the wide receiver 36 off the board. He's playing for the same quarterback that did it for Terry McLaurin last year, and I don't think he's lost a step. So those would be two answers. I think Keenan is definitely worth a flyer. We've talked about that. I just wonder how much he does negatively impact Ladd McConkey. I think people just want to say, well, McConkey's good, so he can't impact him. I just don't find that to be true. I don't think that makes sense to me. With the amount of targets and the fact that Ladd McConkey had to be there everything for the entire year, I don't know if he has to be that anymore.
Harbaugh is a good coach who wins NFL football games. He is not exactly the guy that you want necessarily for fantasy purposes, because he's going to want the ball spread around. He's going to want to run it well. He's going to want to play good defense. So I think Keenan will be very relevant, and I love Keenan as a pick. That's
why it was my pick.
He's just so absurdly late, and the ADP can't really update quick enough for him because he spent the whole offseason not on a roster.
Where are you going to take him? Because the ADP won't update. He is going to be a wild card that there's going to be a handful of people in the league who have starred Keenan Allen and realize, I have to, if I want Keenan, I have to find my place and where I just take him. And it's no matter when you take him, it will be multiple rounds ahead of ADP.
Yeah.
So are you like the 9th, the 10th?
I'm looking. So this is a super flex league, but I just took him in an experts league in the 12th.
Okay.
He got there. I was thrilled.
That's interesting.
What do we do with finding the 2025 version of Bucky Irving? He was undrafted last year. He finished as RB15. So we're looking for a day 3 running back, So Bucky was a late draft pick as well. A day 3 running back that could overtake an inefficient incumbent starting running back. The names will not sound good because Bucky did not sound good last year to anybody but Mike.
Well, Bucky was talented. I think that there were the issues were obviously first and foremost his draft capital, right? When you're a day 3 pick, you just pretty much presume failure from a fantasy football perspective. But he was a talented player, in Oregon, and that's what I'm focused on here. I'm focused on who's the most talented day 3 running back, and to me, that's Cam Scatterbo. We brought him up through the offseason. Yeah. He's outstanding. 4th-round pick, went 105th overall. He's in 3rd in yards after contact, behind only Ginty and Omarion Hampton in this draft class, and this is an excellent draft class. The only running backs drafted with 50-plus targets and 1.75 yards per route run in their final collegiate season over the last decade. This is Curtis Samuel, Saquon Barkley, Cam Scatterbo, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tony Pollard. The list of these guys is really, really good players. I believe Cam Scatterbo is talented enough to just come onto the scene and say, wow, I can catch the ball, I can break tackles, I can do this in the NFL.
I hope he says that actually. Like, wow, I can catch the ball.
I think he has to. I think he's got to look in the mirror and hype himself up.
Wow.
Because nobody believes it.
All right, I'm going to go with Jaden Blue, Dallas Cowboy running back. He was very productive in terms of efficiency and at Texas, Big 12, SEC football. Can catch the football. I do think we're going to get stuck in the similar Zeke Dowdle situation in Dallas where you kind of persist with Javonte.
They keep playing the worst option until halfway through. For
a little while until you give in and say, wow, I would like some juice versus no juice. And like Dowdle compared to Zeke looks like Adrian Peterson. So I think Javonte is not far off of that comparison. And I think Jaden Blue is somebody to pay attention to. You could tuck him on your bench. You could just wait in the waiver wire to see what, if you get a bad week from Javonte, start to circle Jaden Blue on the waiver wire.
I went the opposite direction you went, Jason, because you you went best day 3 running back. I just want to bet against DeAndre Swift.
Right. Worst starting running back.
Whenever I can bet against Swift, I'm going to do it. So I will take Kyle Monangai, or as Jason calls him, Monanagai. He was a 7th rounder. We Bears head coach Ben Johnson, quote, I'm very pleased with where he's at. I think he's a guy we're going to be able to trust this fall. Monangai had back-to-back 1,200-plus rushing yards at Rutgers, the same school as Pacheco.
Ooh, 7th rounder.
7th rounder. If these trends continue, like I said, this literally is not a bet on Monangai. This is a bet on Ben Johnson and the Bears and a bet against DeAndre Swift.
And
I rest my case.
Okay. What about finding 2025's Jonnu Smith? So basically undrafted last year, ends up tight end 4, 7 top 5 finishes. Basically a tight end left for dead.
It's not Andy. You can pivot your pick. I've seen you do it already.
No, I can't. I could do what I want. But I'm not pivoting here. Tight end left for dead. Who could be top 5? That's a high bar.
It is a high bar.
You got to get up into top 5.
I think all 3 of ours actually could happen. Dalton Kincaid is my pick. A guy who is so. I mean, this. You want to talk about a disappointment? There was so much excitement for second-year Dalton Kincaid. They needed him so bad. His opportunity was great, and in truth, he just didn't look that good. Like, to me, I talked about it throughout the season last year. I don't think he's got it. However, there were reports of injuries and all these things that hampered him. His opportunity is still there. Tight ends take several years sometimes to develop, so he's a young guy entering year 3, a former first-round pick, and he's still on a team where, okay, Keon Coleman, maybe he steps up, but if he doesn't, Khalil Shakir, who's really going to take over? There's no one. So the ball's going to spread around unless someone steps up, levels up, and I think that his opportunity to do so still exists. You want a guy on a good offense who has touchdown scoring opportunities. So Dalton Kincaid, I mean, right now he's undrafted. He's the tight end 14.
We have bailed. Like,
oh, yeah.
This was every eject button on Dalton Kincaid was pressed.
You want to know why? Kyle Pitts. We because some people didn't eject after year 2. They were like,
is an unkind setup to my answer.
Yeah. Anyways, go on, Andy.
Who's your guy that's definitely going to be a top 5 tight end?
It's Kyle Pitts.
Hey.
Do you realize he was 5 of 7 weeks in the top 12 last year to start the year before the quarterback changes happened?
I did not.
5 of 7 weeks. He was actually relevant last year.
Wait, the quarterback changes? Like he got the quarterback that he's going to play with all year now?
No.
Oh.
No, because, I mean, obviously Kirk Cousins he changed, right? He changed to Kirk Cousins' RIP version.
Right.
And so Kyle Pitts, they don't have options there. You just picked him. See, you're attacking me. In yesterday's show, you picked him as a top 10 tight end.
I actually
You're like, don't remember that.
No. I am wanting to dunk on you or Mike or anyone I can whenever I can. And it's not popular, but I actually do think Kyle Pitts is going to be very involved this year and has as good a chance to be a top 10 tight end as anyone.
Hey, does this help if I say, hey, that's Kyle Pitts Sr.?
His dad's playing?
He had a baby, so now he is Kyle Pitts Sr. And I'll just say,
has he grown up?
Well, he's looked like Kyle Pitts Sr. for a couple years. I'm going to be honest.
He's still like 20 years old?
Yeah, he's 24 years old right now.
The problem, by the way, you brought up Dalton Kincaid. What's the problem with Dalton Kincaid? 2 touchdowns each year. I mean, that is not going to get it done. Kyle Pitts, you need red zone touchdowns. You need that to change. But you do have the opportunity for that to happen and to build that rapport that he's been building with Michael Penix
He
Jr.
should get 5 touchdowns this year. If I'm looking at his career, 1 touchdown rookie season, 2 sophomore, 3 the next year, 4 the next year.
It's funny because
he plays a decade.
Kincaid was the tight end 11 with 2 touchdowns in his rookie season. Kyle Pitts was the tight end 7
with one
touchdown in his rookie season. They really are parallel to one another, but you look at talent, like athleticism, snap count, like both of those guys, if things go the right way, I could see being, a surprise to show up. I mean, Jonnu Smith, late in his career, got it done. Mike, your answer?
I'm going with the tight end who just got paid a big bag of money,
Cole Kmet?
4-year, no, recently.
Oh, okay.
4-year, $50 million extension, $28 million guaranteed. It's the 6th highest average salary among the tight end position. Is Jake Ferguson of the Dallas Cowboys, and he's being drafted as the tight end 16. He is being completely left off of people's boards, and got to remember what happened last year. Week 1, he comes out, he gets hurt. He misses week 2. And then after that, he only has 6 games with Dak Prescott, which he hits the 10-point threshold in 3 of those 6 games, all without a touchdown. He literally had 0 touchdowns last year. And I'm saying that as a good thing of if you can get 10 points in a half-point scoring format at the tight end position without a touchdown,
that's great.
It means that you're primed. Dak Prescott historically loves throwing seam routes to the tight end position. Jake Ferguson is a good player. He was rewarded, and he is being completely forgotten by people. If we get a full season of Dak, it would shock me if Jake is not in the top 10. Not always the most helpful position to have, tight end 8 through 10.
You need somebody, though.
But he will, to me, he easily beats his ADP.
All right, let's take another quick break, and we'll come back and find 2025 Sam Darnold.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Preseason football is underway, and college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 different player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is also the best way to get in on the action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. This time of year, preseason, I love taking the young guys with opportunity that I like. Week 1, I went Caleb Johnson and Trey Benson more, and your boy cashed. So get in on the action, download the app today, and use code FOOTBALLERS and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
All right, hopping into the time machine, we're looking at discovering the 2025 version of Sam Darnold. What are we talking about? A player undrafted, new offense, could finish inside the top 10. I will say this, Sam Darnold qualifies.
Yeah, it could be Sam Darnold.
It could be this year's Sam Darnold that might be the best answer, legit. Like, I think this year's Sam Darnold could be last year's Sam Darnold.
Do you want to know why it could be the best answer? Is because last year the answer would never have been like, we didn't want Sam Darnold. We didn't believe in Sam Darnold because he's Sam Darnold. And this year, none of us took him as the answer. This is like, no way.
You know what? I'm pivoting to Sam Darnold.
Are you really?
Nice.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
I think it's Sam Darnold.
I like it.
I think Sam Darnold's the answer. You have a team that people don't know for sure if this offensive line is going to hold up. You like the running game. Torrey Horton, Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, that could be a very powerful wide receiver room.
Could be.
You've got Arroyo and you've got A.J. Barner at tight end, and he's looked good. So I think this year's Sam Darnold is going to be also last year's Sam Darnold.
He will definitely need to be efficient.
4,335 last year.
He was excellent.
He was really good. That system was great, and also Justin Jefferson was pretty good.
It's weird that we expect Geno to leave Seattle and be great in Las Vegas, but we don't expect Darnold to leave Minnesota and be able to be great in Seattle.
I think we expect Geno to continue being what Geno was.
And he's back.
But that is an upgrade for Las Vegas.
He's back with Pete.
Yeah, he's back with Pete. He's got Brock Bowers. If you really believe JSN is going to become elite, that's helpful. My pick.
I'll just throw real quick for that because you were talking about the run game, Andy. And Seattle, like everyone's cutting down. Excuse me, everyone's cutting down to the 53. This team has 4 tight ends and 2 fullbacks. This team is going to be running the ball. So, like, Darnold could do it. He'll have to do it through efficiency because the volume, I think, goes the other way. But just, like, if you're not in on Walker, you really should be drafting Charbonnet.
Okay, that's my answer. Sam Darnold is the answer for the Sam Darnold. Jason, 2025 Sam Darnold will be?
I think it could be Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, sophomore year comes out, was already a top 10 fantasy quarterback, so we know he could do it. Had a down year and then got injured last year. Gets the change at coordinator, gets the added piece of Travis Hunter, has year 2 Brian Thomas. I think the weapons there.
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick's a nice
Fireball
wide receiver
Jones.
3. So
he's probably 5. I mean, Diami Brown and Parker Washington will be above him.
Sure. My point is he's not one of the top 2 wide receivers because you have 2 kind of stud wide receiving options here. And this is a guy, this is surprising. 4th most passing touchdowns over the last 3 seasons that traveled more than 20 yards in the air. And you put, Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. with a good, hopeful upgrade at coordinator and the system. I think they have a lot of weapons there. And if you look at Jacksonville as one of those teams that could take that leap forward,
yes,
offensively speaking, Warren Sharp's 6th easiest ranked strength of schedule for 2025. You could see how, like, it won't be shocking if the Jaguars come out and put up a boatload of points.
Yeah, I think the story of Trevor Lawrence has always been, can you become, can you go from Jay Cutler to something consistent and reliable and week to week? Because he's flashed. He's had big games. He can, he's got talented receivers. But can you suddenly, can you go Baker? Can you resurrect? Can you be
right.
a big time passer without the turnovers every week?
It's funny because, obviously he got injured, missed a chunk of this last season. But if you compare his consistency to like Mahomes, who ranks like F in consistency, he's a C in consistency. He hasn't been great, but he's shown enough where I do think he can
average.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a passing grade, Mike.
So you say Trevor Lawrence, I'll raise you even nastier. I'm going it's Daniel Jones.
Oh,
it's Daniel Jones, the new starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He has averaged 31 rushing yards per game in his career, which is actually the 7th most of any quarterback since 2000. And this is a tweet from Scott Barrett, who said, Daniel Jones' offensive line rank by year, 32nd, 30th, 28th, 32nd, 31st, and now 7th. And the weapons, wow, you're not like, oh my gosh, they're just an abundance of riches. But he has players that by next year, Tyler Warren could jump into being drafted as a top 3 tight end. Josh Downs, I think, could be drafted. He could make a jump to be a top 24 drafted wide receiver. And, of course, checking it down to Johnny Taylor.
Okay,
okay, go ahead.
Legit philosophical question here for
Right.
both of you. If you are the quarterback, you are a professional quarterback, would you rather have Malik Neighbors and nothing? Forget the other
Right.
situation. Just as a wide receiver core, would you rather have a Malik Neighbors with no other great options to throw the ball to? Or would you rather have a Pittman, a Downs, a Tyler Warren?
I lean the way of having multiple good weapons over one just
Can I
elite
pick the
player.
offensive line?
And then throw in the
No. The offensive line is average in both situations.
I'll go the Neighbors side because I think Slayton, Wandale are probably, fine alongside Malik
I
Neighbors.
would definitely go the Neighbors way because I'm going to be one read and get the ball out every time. So my second, if I'm the quarterback,
we saw what happened. They did that last year with Neighbors, and then Neighbors was gone.
Yeah, I will murder Neighbors with my inaccuracy.
It's disgusting, but I honestly believe it will not shock me if in week 2 we're like, hey, stream of the week, guys, Daniel Jones, he's still running, and the Colts offense is a little bit better than we thought.
It will be interesting to watch in Indianapolis because that team could be surprising. They have the talent, but
They've
Shane
got
Steichen,
a division that they could win.
Sure, yeah, the matchups, or it could just go
or Richardson is starting by week
poorly.
4.
Yeah, it could go downhill fast. So there you go. That's the fantasy time machine for 2025, and we've got football in like a week and a day. So that's pretty exciting. We have fantasy MVP episode tomorrow. Is that right?
Is
that tomorrow?
That is
the
tomorrow.
fantasy MVP show. So not only will we
Excited
bring
for that one.
our fantasy MVP picks to the table, but we will have, I think, 7 special guests on the show tomorrow. Is that the right number, Mike? 7?
Several.
70.
Anywhere from 1 to 15.
We will have several special guests on the show tomorrow sharing their fantasy MVP picks and their perspective on how they're going to get it done. So that's tomorrow. We'll do another mock draft, the final mock draft before a big draft weekend, so that you guys can see the lay of the land before you go and draft Saturday, Sunday, Monday as we head into the 2025 fantasy football season. So head over to ultimatedraftkit.com. If you still need the UDK, make sure you use the draft analyzer. If you've already drafted, use the draft analyzer. We grade your team and your the rest of your league mates and their teams. We give you perspective on where you can improve on your team, things to watch for, pay attention to, and give you basically a game plan to go into the season with. Because you don't win your league at the draft, you set the foundation, and then you head into the season, and you've got to continue to make improvements and moves, which, that's why we give you the tools to do that throughout the season, to equip you to make the best decisions for your league. So ultimatedraftkit.com to check that out. Otherwise, we will catch you tomorrow on the Fantasy MVP episode. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.